Hey there, fellow geeks. Just a quick shout out before we dive into the world of Final Fantasy XVI. You can grab your very own copy of the game using the link in the description below. But hold on, before you rush off to do that, let's explore what this game has in store for us. One more thing before we dive deep into the review of Final Fantasy XVI. You might have noticed that the reveal trailer for Final Fantasy XVI clearly stated, also available on PC, promising that our PC gaming comrades aren't going to be left out of this one. When can we expect FF16 on PC? Well, if we look at past release patterns, it's likely the PC version could drop around November 2024, give or take a few months. For example, Final Fantasy XV hit consoles in November 2016 and made its grand entry to PC about 16 months later. And while we haven't heard a lot of specifics about the PC port, previous Final Fantasy titles have done incredibly well on PC. Steam Spy data shows Final Fantasy XV has an ownership count of nearly 1 to 2 million on Steam alone. That's a pretty convincing argument for a PC release of Final Fantasy XVI, right? So now let's jump into the review. Let me tell you, geeks, Final Fantasy XVI is a beautifully twisted concoction of classic RPG elements and action-oriented gameplay. With a gripping narrative and striking visuals, this game takes you on an emotional roller coaster. This time around, we're in the shoes of Clive Rossfield, a young knight set on a path of vengeance and redemption. It's a heart-rending tale, one that will stick with you long after the credits roll. And the other characters, like Jill and Sid, are as captivating as our hero Clive. The voice acting, top-tier stuff. These are not mere characters. Geeks, they are companions on this epic journey. But what's a good story without a bit of lore, right? Final Fantasy XVI introduces active time lore, an on-demand glossary for all your lore needs. It's the handbook you didn't know you needed but won't be able to live without. Now, into the battles. With Eikons and Dominants, expect monumental clashes. The combat here isn't just hack and slash, it's a dance, a rhythmic interplay of reflex and strategy. And the bosses, epic encounters that'll test your grit. Expect countdowns, surprise attacks, and the classic Final Fantasy tropes we all love. They keep you on your toes and leave you begging for more. However, every silver lining has a cloud. The RPG elements seem a bit muted in this action-packed adventure. Status ailments, elemental strengths, and weaknesses, and loot take a backseat, which could disappoint some hardcore RPG enthusiasts. But worry not, there's plenty to explore with intriguing side quests and challenging bounties. They add layers to the story and keep the adventurer in you satisfied. Visually, Final Fantasy XVI is a treat for the eyes. Although there are occasional frame rate drops, it doesn't detract from the overall beauty of the game. And the soundtrack, absolutely stunning. It complements every scene perfectly, whether it's a tender moment or a fierce battle. This, combined with top-notch voice acting, really takes the gaming experience up a notch. So here's the deal, Final Fantasy XVI is a game of contrasts, dark yet captivating, action-filled yet emotional. It's a milestone in the Final Fantasy series that should not be missed. I have to mention the combat system. It may look chaotic, but once you break it down, you'll find it elegantly simple. The battles play out in real time, combining melee combos, magic, and powerful icon abilities. There's a beautiful rhythm to it. As you master the patterns, you'll find your character fluidly parrying, countering, and devastating enemies. Oh, and let's not forget about our faithful hound, Torgo. You can issue commands to him in battle, and boy, does he add another layer of dynamism to the combat. The variety of enemies, though, might seem a bit lacking. You'll encounter a fair amount of recycled enemy types, which may take away some of the excitement after a while. But fear not, the boss battles bring back that thrill, and then some. In terms of exploration, FF16 is a mixed bag. It's less open world and more linear, much like Final Fantasy XIII. The game does feature several distinct zones connected by sprawling fields, but unfortunately, exploration doesn't always pay off with loot or other incentives. But don't be disheartened, fellow adventurers. There's plenty of side content to keep you engaged. The side quests may start off basic but soon evolve into complex narratives that tie up loose ends and add depth to the world and its characters. And once you think you're done, think again. New Game Plus is where the true challenge lies. Higher level cap, tougher enemies, new gear. This is where you put your skills to the ultimate test. But that's not all. If you're competitive, you can try your hand at the arcade mode. Battle through previous levels and set high scores to climb the leaderboards and show the world you're a true Eikon dominant. My word, this game is gorgeous. From the highly detailed characters to the mesmerizing landscapes, this game is a feast for the eyes. Paired with one of the most enchanting soundtracks of 2023, FF16 offers an immersive experience that is simply unforgettable. At the end of the day, FF16 is a game of evolution. It's a turning point for the franchise, marking a shift towards action-packed combat while still preserving the emotional storytelling Final Fantasy is renowned for. It may have its imperfections, but it's a journey worth embarking on. Now, before we wrap up, remember you can embark on your own journey in the realm of FF16 today. Just head over to the link in the description to keep your copy of the game. Let's explore this epic world together. That's it for today's Geeks Deep Dive into Final Fantasy XVI. Don't forget to smash that like button, share the video with your fellow gaming enthusiasts, and subscribe to stay updated on all things gaming. And remember to grab your copy of FF16 using the link below. Until next time, game